Hello everyone. Thank you all for coming to my channel. My name is Ariana Marche. And if you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you back again, what's up, girl? Today's video is going to be another Divine Goddess video where I help guide you through life and all its dilemmas. And today's topic is forgiveness. And I do want to get started with a quick Bible verse on this one as well. And we are going to be reading Colossians 3:13, and it says, forbearing one another and forgiving one another, if any man have a quarrel against any, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye. All right, and number one, prayer. Forgiveness takes a lot of prayer. You cannot make it to heaven with unforgiveness still in your heart. And none of us are perfect. We're all humans. We're all learning. And I mean, no matter what the offense was, you should always have forgiveness for people in your heart. Christ forgave you and you want to be forgiven because you are going to mess up and you're not always the victim. And we are going to take accountability and knowing that we're not always the victim. So it's important for us to have forgiveness in our hearts for not only others but ourselves as well. We need to learn to forgive ourselves as well. And number two, acknowledge the hurt. You have to admit that you are hurt and that it made you feel some type of way. Even if that means you have to sit in it, cry it out for a little bit. Yeah, you still want to be honest, like, okay, because you're only fooling yourself when you try to put it to the back of your head and act like there's nothing wrong and that you're not hurting at all. You're only doing yourself a disservice. So if there's a situation that comes up between you and a person and somebody brings up that person and you don't have nothing nice to say, you're getting very agitated or very aggressive, like, baby, it's still giving very much hurt. And that's not okay. That means that it's still bothering you, obviously, whether you want to admit it or not. It's very much still bothering you, and that's still in your heart, and you got to let that hurt go, baby. Number three, journaling. Like I say all the time on this channel, I'm an advocate for journaling. And this is something that my godmom taught me when I was younger. If somebody hurt you or made you feel a type of way, or there's just any type of situation, write it down. Write letters to that person as if you were going to give it to that person. You may not have the courage to actually speak to them, or you may not be ready to speak to them, or whatever the case may be, or that may just be your way of communicating to them. Just write them a letter and give it to them. But either way it go, write it down and write as if you are actually going to have a conversation with that person. Let them know how you feel. Get it out. Let them know how it started, how it affected you, how what they did hurt you, just whatever it is that's on your mind about the specific person that you need to forgive, or just the situation in general. Just write it all out. Like, I promise you, it will be very worth it. And write as much as you need to. Write until it's no longer bothering you. Write until you're no longer mad. And write until you have felt like you have truly forgiven that person. There's been times where I've had to write to people, I want to say at least 3 to 4 months straight, just every day. I mean, a few times a week, shoots, even a few times a day. Like, I really have to write this off of me, like really, really, really get it out. So write until you just don't have anything else to say. Keep writing and watch the difference that it makes. And not only that, but once you notice that it's not really bothering you anymore, just go back and read it and just see what you notice about the situation. I promise you, it's going to make a difference. And number four, remember, it's about you and not about them. When you choose to stay mad and keep dwelling on something and holding on to it, I saw this Instagram quote and it said, when you choosing not to forgive, it's like taking, I guess it was like a hot iron and holding on to it. You're only hurting yourself, because where's everybody else at? So just imagine holding an iron in your hands and it's getting hotter and hotter over time. You're not even going to be able to withstand that. Like, if we just going to keep it real. So you have to remember that forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for you. When you choose to forgive, you actually take your power back and you set yourself free. Sometimes you're going to have to move on and accept apologies from people who never even said that they were sorry, and that is completely okay. You don't want to worry about that. I think that's why people hold on to unforgiveness so much, because they're waiting on the other person to, well, they did this to me, so they need to come and apologize to me, or they need to do this, or well, they need to do. Sweetheart, what about you? When are you going to take accountability for you? Because obviously you done been mad how long, for how many years, how many months, weeks, days, however long. Have they came and said anything yet? No. And 9 times out of 10, majority of the people, especially if they know that they truly did do you wrong, they're not going to be the ones to do it. So why not you just be the bigger person, not for the situation, but just for yourself, and choose to just set yourself free from that mental prison? Because holding on to that, every time you think of it, it's going to make you boil. You're not even going to be able to get to the next level in your life when you hold on to forgiveness, because growth comes with that. And number 5, and I want to say this one is the golden rule, because like I say, we do take accountability on this channel. So boom, you're not always the victim. So if you've done anything wrong, or you know that you've hurt somebody, or may have slightly offended them, or said things that you regret, done things that you regret, whatever it is, you know your story. But you need to go back and apologize to those people as well for whatever it is, and make sure that it's something that you're truly sorry for and it's really on your heart. Don't go and be fake about it. So if you know that you've done something, said some things, anything, you need to go back and apologize to those people as well. And don't go into it thinking, well, you know, if I say sorry, then they need to do X, Y, and Z, or they need to do this. You focus on yourself, because whether they accept the apology or not, whether they go ahead and apologize for their part in the situation or not, that's not for you to worry about. You just go and do the right thing. You go and be the bigger person. Everything else do not matter. That shouldn't even be any of your concern if you are truly trying to do the right thing that's coming from your heart. And of course, y'all know I have my own stories to share, and I'm going to try to keep it cute and simple, but I mean, I have a few, and I just know that they go along so well with this topic. So a few years back, I've had people that I share blood with that really did me dirty, highly offended me in just so many ways. And for a long time, I was just like, oh, when I see this person and yada, 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 and woo, 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 cussing, just angry. And every time I thought of it, it just made me, just my blood was just rushing, y'all, just going crazy. But I mean, in the recent years, as I've gotten older, because that happened like years ago, I was probably like 18, 19, not worried about no type of forgiveness. I'm like, it's up and it's stuck there forever. But, you know, we can't be like that forever. That's that growth and maturity, growth and maturity. I know. Thank you. But I was just like, you know what? I don't want it no more. Like, I don't want to think about this situation. And every time I think about this person, that's going to be the only thing that comes up, especially when you're holding unforgiveness in your heart. The first time you think about that person, your mind is only going to go to that situation, because although we shared plenty of good moments, like plenty of moments where we was laughing, chilling, kicking it, just having the time of our lives, I couldn't see that no more. I only saw this one situation. That's it. And I don't really want to think about nobody like that at all for any reason. Like, I don't. I just don't want to be thinking about something, or something crosses my mind that reminds me of the person, but instead of just enjoying the good memory, I'm like, they did this. And it's like, when you have unforgiveness, you try to hold on to it so bad. Why do we do that? We try to hold on to it so bad, y'all. Like, that's crazy. But I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know what? I'm just gonna let it go. And another situation that also happened recently, where I also played a part in the situation between me and someone. And yes, okay, the person may have lied and things have went left, and people, were just lying on my character and just all sorts of stuff. I know that there was something in there that I had to say sorry for, and I still had to muster up the courage to be able to do that, because when you're functioning in unforgiveness, that also comes with pride as well. That's why you want to hold on to it, because it's that pride. You can't just let it go and just be like, you know what? When you have unforgiveness, you're also functioning in pride as well. And I don't never want to be prideful enough to where I can't even admit that I'm wrong as well, and to go and correct my own mistake. So when the situation initially happened, probably like a month or so passed, and I just finally was just like, you know what? I'm going to go and apologize, at least for what I did wrong in the situation. I'm not looking for anything out of it. I'm not looking for the person to say that they accept my apology or not. None of that even matters, but I am going to do what's right in the area of the situation where I know that I truly was wrong. I felt like I was truly wrong, and I know that that person deserved an apology for the part that I played in that situation. So, like I said, we are not always the victims. So we're going to get out of that victim mindset, the victim mentality where it's everybody else and never us, because sometimes we do play a part in our demise, whether it's big, small, or the whole thing. And you need to know that. So I did decide, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and apologize, because in this area I was truly wrong, and nobody deserved none of that, what I said. And also, there's still other people that I know that I may need to apologize to, and it's an area that I was still functioning in pride as well. But like I said, all of this stuff just works through prayer. Like, literally, y'all, I've been praying and crying, praying and crying. So like I said, it's going to take a lot of prayer to be able to get through these things, because we're not perfect and we can't do it alone, especially if you know that you are functioning in those if you know that you're functioning in like pride and unforgiveness. Like, that's something that you really need to talk to God about, because you don't want none of this on you when it's time for judgment day. You need to be able to let this stuff go. So anybody, and even when you praying and you trying to work on forgiveness, whoever else come up to your mind, just ask God to show you, like, hey, who do I need to forgive? I promise you, he's not going to let you just sit there and not clear this stuff out. If he knows that it's genuine and you really trying to get this stuff going, I promise you he's going to bring it to your attention. Because there's been time where I've been praying and I'm like, hey, God, what do I need to do, or who this, or woo woo woo. And as I'm praying, boom boom, he just hit me with stuff. So y'all, ask them, let them know, because I promise you, there's gonna be situations that you done forgot about. Like, in your heart you still mad at it, you don't remember it, but I promise you, once he bring it to your attention and you think of it, you can be like, whoa, but nah, I'm forgiving right now. So it don't even matter, because there are some situations that I had even forgot about, and I'm like, dang, I forgot that happened. I can't believe they did me like this. Child, forgive. Yes, I understand it may be hard to forget about it, but forgive and just release all of that. You don't want to hold on to that, because like I said, it's only hurting you. And I saw another quote, and it was just like, unforgiveness is like, drinking the poison and expecting them to die. Baby, you're only hurting yourself. So, like I said, y'all forgive, because if not, you are the only hindrance to yourself. If you don't, you are only messing up yourself. So, I mean, no matter what, forgive. I don't care how bad the person did you. I don't care what the situation is. And yes, I don't care what the situation is, especially if you're someone that's calling yourself a Christian and you're trying to get closer to God. You need to be forgiving, period, point blank. I don't care how bad the situation was, what that person did to you. God sees everything and he's going to judge it no matter what. And it's not for you to be holding on to it, because I feel like when you do that, God don't step in the situation and really do what he needs to do because of you not letting it go. You have to be the bigger person in the situation and let that go. Once God sees that you can move right throughout this situation, he may step in and do something like forgive. You don't hold on to that, period, point blank. Y'all wonder why y'all never see anything happen, because he know you're not gonna forgive. Like, do what? So that you can laugh at him? God wants us to be more mature than that. And I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We just gonna keep it completely honest. That was something that I was struggling with too. And it's crazy because I used to always be like that, because I used to always be quick to forgive. But as I got older and stuff started happening, I'm like, you know what, man, forget this. And so I'm not gonna lie, I would be happy, ready, watching to see, okay, if something bad gonna happen to people after they done did me dirty. I'll be happy to, yeah, they gonna get their karma. I'm on the lookout. You gonna be looking, because you're not gonna see it if that's how you functioning. Vengeance is God. So many of us get hurt and now we want to get vengeance, or if we don't go and get it, we sitting back and hoping and wishing, waiting for people to fall or something to happen to them. And I done did that myself. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, and I'm just here to tell y'all that that is not okay. And if that's how you thinking, that's how you moving, that's how you operating, stop. Let that stuff go. That ain't even for you to be worried about, thinking about. You forgive and move on. That's just like anybody that hurt me. If I was walking by right now and them people was probably, I don't know, laying in a ditch, I'm gonna help them out of it. I'm not gonna be thinking, oh no, this person did me like I'm gonna help them out, and I'm gonna go on about my business. Hope everything all right, deuces, period, point blank. And I'm gonna leave it at that. And most people would never be able to do that, because if they walk by and saw that their enemy or somebody that did them dirty was in a ditch, they're gonna keep going, walk right past, and they may even throw a little dirt down there, say a few remarks, ha ha ha, in their face, and keep going. But you don't want to be like that. You just don't want to be that person. Be the bigger person. I mean, because at the end of the day, I really feel like they say more about you than they do them. Because, I mean, all that person knows is, oh, they still mad. They still mad. And you don't never want to be like, dang, am I still mad? And we love to try to front and fake like we not. Whole time you are. If you don't have the maturity level to go and help out your enemy, like regardless of whatever the case may have been, if you don't have that type of maturity level and you still holding on to it, and that don't mean that you have to let people play with you, use and abuse you, but if you can't be the bigger person in a situation like that, you holding on to it and you need to let it go. But all right, y'all, that's the end of this video. I didn't want to really ramble too much, but I really wanted y'all to understand like the purpose of forgiveness and how important it is. But y'all, this is a video that definitely needs to be shared. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it, send it to somebody, anybody, your mama, your daddy, your friend, sister, brother, cousin, auntie, uncle, whatever. Like, share, and comment on this video. And if you're new here, do not forget to subscribe. And thank y'all for coming to my channel, and I will see y'all in the next one. All right, bye.